Hey everybody, welcome to the Soap Thing Project, or if you've been here before, welcome back. And today's shave is going to feature Spearhead Shaving Company, and this is Seaforth Spiced. And this is in Spearhead's 20.1 soap base. This soap base is a garden variety tallow base, so we have beef tallow, glycerin, maru, lanolin, jojoba oil, and shea butter in this. And the scent is kind of a classic spicy sort of scent. It smells vaguely similar to Old Spice, so if you've ever smelled that, then you have kind of a pretty good idea of what this smells like. However, we are still going to talk in great detail about the scent and get you very familiar with it. So that'll be the shave for today, is Seaforth Spiced. We have the matching Aftershave Splash in a milk glass bottle. This is Seaforth Spiced Aftershave Splash. Now the razor is going to be my Gillette Slim Adjustable, and this is a 1965 model. It's a K4, so fourth quarter 1965, and this is a Razor Emporium revamp in factory nickel, so that means it's been totally overhauled, including a function check and a replating, so performance on this razor is absolutely good to go. It's a TTO razor as well as an adjustable razor. Now let me give you a little piece of shaving trivia. If you've ever seen the movie The Fugitive with Tommy Lee Jones and Harrison Ford, towards the beginning of the movie when Harrison Ford is running from the cops and he's in that hospital bathroom shaving his beard off, he was using a Slim Adjustable. So if it's good enough for Harrison Ford, I'd say it's good enough for me. So that's going to be the razor we're going to use today, is the Gillette Slim Adjustable. We're going to use a Gillette 365 blade in it, fresh blade. And the brush is going to be from Aloha Shaving, and these are made by Ken Klitschko over at Shave 326. This one is an imitation ivory handle with a imitation Boar synthetic from AP Shave Co. 24 millimeter. So let's do a shave. Alright, I've got about 30 hours growth on the face today. This soap does have the 2 cardinal sins of skin sensitivities on it. We've got cinnamon and clove. So if you are sensitive to fragrance oils, you might consider approaching with caution when you use this. But let's wet the face. And And then we're going to put a pre-shave on. Let's do it. My goodness. That was enough noise to wake the dead. We're going to use the Razor Rock Lime pre-shave. If I can keep it together today. Let's put this on the face. This is being filmed on a Sunday evening. And probably going up on a Saturday. It might go up on a Wednesday, I'm not sure. That's usually when I tend to post my shave videos, is either Saturdays or Wednesdays. But it's been a long day. Spent a lot of time out of the house, running errands and taking care of the facts of life. So, let's work this into the face a little bit. Just a touch of water. There we go. This pre-shave doesn't blow up quite like PAA's Cube does. But it's still good to go and it works just fine. So now we have the Seaforth Spiced lathered into my Langley City shave bowl. And the scent strength on this is a stout 4 out of 5. Pretty close to 5 out of 5. Yeah, it's definitely strong scent strength. High scent strength. Okay, let's put it on the face. Hope everybody's doing great out there, having phenomenal shaves. And getting through life in the most enthusiastic way possible. Because guess what? Life is good. It could always be worse. Alright, now since I've got 30-ish hours growth, I have the Gillette Slim Adjustable with the Gillette 365 blade in it set at 3. Because any higher, I'm worried I might get skin irritation with the low amount of growth I have. If it were 48 hours growth, it'd be a non-issue. But let's start at 3 and see how we do. And so far, right off the bat, this seems like a very buttery smooth, easygoing razor and blade combination. So, very comfortable. Now let's talk about the scent on this. Seaforth Spice on the front of the tub, they make it obvious for you. Mandarin, aldehydes, carnation, anise, cinnamon, clove, cardamom, benzoin, tonka, and vanilla. Okay, so I'm going to talk about this scent assuming that you've smelled Old Spice before. And if you haven't, then go smell it. Even the new Old Spice will kind of familiarize you with exactly what we're talking about here. So, it's heavy on cinnamon. It's heavy on the clove and the anise and the mandarin. So, it's kind of a little bit of a cinnamon and clove bomb. Maybe that's not giving it enough credit, but those are definitely the most prominent notes, is cinnamon and clove. That is just boom in your face. There's just a touch of a licorice facet that comes from the anise. Really deep into the scent, you get vanilla, benzoin, and mandarin. So one of the differences between this and Old Spice is that this is much heavier on cinnamon, much heavier on the anise, and much heavier on the mandarin. I don't know if I've ever gotten citrus notes out of Old Spice, but you get a very obvious kind of creamy orange sort of facet out of this particular interpretation of Seaforth Spiced. That comes from the Mandarin, and I think I'm getting benzoin and tonka is what's giving this kind of creamy sort of facet to it. But basically what this amounts to is a whole lot of cinnamon and clove, anise, vanilla, and mandarin. It's kind of the high power notes that you get off of the tub. And then everything else, I wouldn't say it's invisible, but they are sort of the balancing notes, so to speak. This is a really good combination, I'm telling you. There are very few razors where I can get a good shave on 24 hours growth. I can get a good shave on 48 hours growth with almost every razor I have. But probably half of them are equally as good at 24 hours growth, just because my hair is so coarse. So a lot of razors will tend to glance over my hairs rather than cut them, and so I'm more likely to get more irritation. That's why I try to usually release videos on 2 days growth. But I think I just discovered another combination that's good for everyday shaving. Put a Gillette 365 in a slim adjustable, set it at 3 and forget it. And a lot of people kind of watch these shaving videos and they find themselves asking, well, why don't you pick a combination and stay that way? Well, part of the fun of this is finding new combinations that work under certain circumstances. Like right now, I just figured out that I have another way to shave 24 hours growth. Whereas if I just stayed with an already secured combination, I would have never known this. And where's the fun in that? I mean, ultimately, in my hobby, I would like to arrive at a point where I have a lot fewer razors than I currently do. And I know them upside down, backwards and forwards, inside and out. I'm still kind of in the experimental phase of my hobby. And consciously, I'd like to arrive at a point where, at least in terms of razors, I have a very small collection of razors that work very well for me. And I'm done experimenting with new things. That's eventually where I'd like to be at. Well, I used to be known as kind of the king of nicks and cuts on the YouTube wet shaving community, but looks like I'm getting better and better. I've gotten nicks and cuts less and less often, and I got one right here, but that's it. Other than that, I'd say it's a pretty good shave. Let's do the alum block. All right, off camera, I did use my Omega alum block on the face, and I got some pretty gnarly stinging feedback on this side of my upper lip and this side of my lower lip. This part was not a surprise because I got a little bit of a nick there. Up here was interesting because that looks like $1 million looking in the mirror, but hey, whatever, the alum block doesn't lie. So let's do the Seaforth Spiced Aftershave Splash. Put this on the face. I'm not going to show it to you because I would spill it all over, but this is a very milk consistency. It's a white liquid. And when you put it on the face, it is incredibly soothing and refreshing. And the scent is a lot less anise and a lot more mandarin off of the aftershave, for those who are curious. But it is good stuff. Love the aftershave. What is in this? We got witch hazel, aloe, glycerin. There's not a ton of high quality stuff in here. It's just well executed. Good aftershave. Now, my final thoughts on Seaforth Spiced. If I exhausted this to an empty tub, would I buy this again? No. And here's why. I'm not the biggest fan of Old Spice or Old Spice-like things, with a few rare exceptions. Cooper and French does an Old Spice dupe that smells really good to me. PAA has Cold Spices. That smells really good to me. But every other Old Spice type scent that I've ever tried was just not doing it for me. There was something about the scent that I just couldn't fall in love with. And this has the same problem, unfortunately, is the scent just isn't quite doing it for me. Now, that is very subjective. The shave quality of the soap base is perfectly average. It's about like a Shannon Soaps Rust Belt Reserve or like a Sterling soap. It's absolutely good to go, but the scent is just not for me. So, unfortunately, this one is a no. I hope everybody enjoyed the shave for today. I want to thank everybody for watching, and until next time, this is Soap Thing telling you, shave like you mean it. Thanks for watching.